This video is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to build your online presence. Back again, trying to get to the end of the destruction of Obi-Wan and Darth Vader in this amazing Obi Wan Kenobi show. And this episode we get an extra bonus where we have one middle-aged dude playing someone in their mid-30s, while another middle-aged dude plays a teenager.
It's over.
Reminds me of when Kathleen Kennedy hired a 31-year-old Adam Driver to play the teenage angst Kylo Ren.
One of the things that we talked about very early on was that the villain in the movie be young. He's in the midst of adolescent angst.
And Kathy's like, Adam Driver. We're like, mic drop.
I had such high hopes for that character, but at least now we have Reva. Now, I may have mentioned to the delight of many that I found Andor a tad slow, but going from that show that actually looks like it was made by professionals back to this amateur hour high school production is painful.
Are you ready?
This multi-million-dollar production should have got their lightsabers from AliExpress.
Some stellar praise for North Bergen High School students after their Alien spring play went viral.
I'd just like to quickly apologise for my earlier comments comparing the Obi Wan Kenobi show to a high school production, because this Alien show looks freaking amazing. We don't do cool plays like that in high school in Australia. The only time we get to go on stage is at graduation, where we have to box a kangaroo. You are in for a treat because I believe this episode may have hit a new level of stupidity for Lucasfilm. I actually thought the Book of Boba Fett was going to be their peak, but somehow Lucasfilm are like the manual gearboxes in the Fast and the Furious franchise. When they should be at their limit, they just seem to be able to find another gear. So Reva tells Vader that her plan of tracking Obi-Wan has worked.
I put a tracker on the ship.
Not only did she turn Leia's little droid into an intergalactic tracker with enough power to send a signal across the vastness of space, she also must have done a Toy Story and flicked the little droid's on switch to demo, because somehow the tracker turned the droid evil, not straight out murderous evil. The droid somehow knows it needs to keep its cool and work undercover. Surprisingly, it also comes up with a plan to trap everyone, all on its own.
What's happening? The controls aren't responding.
What a fucking cheat by the writers that was. But as we have learnt, and the writers know, the modern Star Wars fan thinks sci-fi fantasy means fucking anything goes. It really is a common thread with modern Lucasfilm, where they not only don't understand the larger story elements of the original films, they also don't quite get the smaller setups. The setups that give a movie its flavour and help build the magical foreign world we are visiting. But more importantly, the smaller setups are what makes the larger story come together and make some type of sense. And it's not just Star Wars, it's any story. Without Bond's classic visits to Q, where he gets decked out with all his new toys, it would just feel like he could pull anything out of his ass like Inspector Gadget.
Really, 007.
That's why you need those little setups.
Well done.
The original films went to the trouble of setting up that there were standard ports that droids could connect into to talk to the main computers. This allowed the movies to have plausible little shortcuts that kept the story moving along. But the current Lucasfilm writers like to fashion themselves more on the George Lucas post-Marsha Lucas, where no one told him some of his ideas weren't great. So he decided to make R2 fly with jetpacks. A skill that you think may have been mentioned in the previous 4 films we'd watched, as it's a skill that would be quite useful.
Uncle Owen, see if his jetpacks work. Can he fly?
So instead of them giving us any type of creative setup, we just get undercover, can magically do anything, spot welding droid.
Sorry. Much better.
And you know R2 flying was a great idea, when the only people buying the flaming R2-D2 just want to make their G.I. Joe fly. Wow, that last line really felt like a line from the Birdcage. What? While we're on the droids, I also don't like how the Disney Star Wars content has changed the relationship between humans and their mechanical servants.
Buddy, I'm so glad to see you.
All right, shut up.
Where in the past, they were seen more as a multi-tool Alexa.
Well, I suppose I could hotwire this thing.
Oh dear.
Now they are more like loving companions. It's fucking weird.
Give it to me, robot head. Ooh, oh, oh, he robot head. You are sexy. Please be our leader. Please go slower. What do you mean you are finished?
And I don't mean the weirdness like them writing that Lando was sticking his bits into a machine. A very annoying machine.
Oh, please. It's just us. You don't have to pretend.
How would that work?
It works.
I mean the we're all equal crap. And to add to the weirdness, humans are constantly coming back from the dead, but machines that can be repaired and rebuilt are constantly having dramatic deaths, never to rise again. It's so stupid.
You can repair him, can't you?
We'll get to work on him right away.
Xander, what's happening to me? L3!
But all that's just a small appetizer before the stupidity main course is served. Quick breather to discuss this video's wonderful sponsor, the amazing and personal favourite of mine, Squarespace. Whether you're just starting to grow your big idea, or maybe you're already established, well, to keep on growing, you need to have an awesome modern looking website. That's where Squarespace, the #1 website builder, comes in. Not only will they make you look fantastic, they can also help you bring in the dollars. And best of all, it won't cost you a fortune or waste heaps of your precious time. You may be a business owner, YouTuber, podcaster, photographer, filmmaker, musician, a clothes designer, or maybe you just want to share your cool collection. Well, you're going to need that dream website. And with Squarespace, you can have that website today. That's literally today. Up and running, looking fantastic. It's really that easy. Just choose one of their amazing templates, bring it to life with photo galleries, portfolios, and video backgrounds, and you're ready to go. They can even help you be a social media master. You'll look successful even before you are. Go to squarespace.com/robothead and you can try Squarespace absolutely free. So what's to lose? And then when you are ready to blast off to take on the world, use the code ROBOTHEAD and you will get 10% off your first purchase. See the link below. Get moving on those dreams. Go to Squarespace today. The stormtroopers arrive at the barren planet that houses the hidden mountain rebel base that is protected by a big blast door. Where have we seen that before?
Salt.
Reva arrives and they start blasting away at the door. At least these riders understand which side of the blast door you should be on for protection, unlike The Last Jedi, where the humans went out to shield the door. I'll never get over that stupid movie. What would have really sped up the process of the Empire getting in is if they just dropped a big bomb on that large door straight above everyone. But even though they fly down from above, they never quite noticed that huge hangar door. Now, we've seen in the past that Vader likes to take matters into his own hands when something is personal. Well, not in this stupid show.
Where is he?
He waits back on the ship so we can have Obi Wan do a massive exposition dump all over the screen.
You mean Anakin? You knew who Vader was. Vader would have kept that hidden. And you're too young to have known him. Unless you were there.
It doesn't matter where I was.
The night of Order 66, you were a youngling. That's how you knew. You saw him.
Stop.
Anakin killed the others.
That's enough.
He killed the other younglings,
Enough.
but somehow you...
Enough.
The amount of explaining Obi-Wan does really gives insight into what Lucasfilm thinks of their audience and their attention span and basic intelligence. But this is when we get to bear witness to the absolute gold standard in idiotic, stupid, are the writers even human explanation of Reva's plan. This is so fucking stupid, it's hard to explain. So, pour a drink. We learn that Reva's whole plan and reason for hating Obi Wan Kenobi is because he wasn't there to stop Anakin from killing all her little friends. Yes, she is completely homicidal because Kenobi, who was off fighting in a war, didn't stop Anakin, the guy that Reva happens to work for and kill for.
Where were you while he was killing my friends? He was your Padawan.
Anakin was a grown-ass man with a wife who sat on the Jedi Council at the time. He wasn't some child under Kenobi's care.
You're sweating. Relax.
And hold on to your asses because we're also meant to believe that somehow she's hunting Vader.
You're not serving him, are you? You're hunting him.
What sort of butt-bleeding reverse logic is this? Plus, the writers fuck up their own story by having Reva know Anakin and Vader are the same person.
You knew who Vader was. Vader would have kept that hidden.
Because if she didn't know that information, maybe it would make some sense that she was focusing all her anger onto Kenobi. And somehow she knows Anakin is Vader because she saw Anakin kill people. Who filled in the rest of the details for her? Because I'm pretty sure she didn't witness his transformation and no one else knew about that. Fucking hell. Everyone thinks Anakin was killed off and Vader's a different person. But no, these dumbass writers don't understand that, so Reva just knows. I mean, do all those other Jedi that got away know as well? Because they were also there when he was killing people.
They were the only family I knew.
Are these writers really trying to go for the feeling of sympathy for this screaming lunatic? Did they forget that they have Reva kill people, torture people, kidnap a child, torture a child, attempt to murder men, women and children? They have her do all this and then expect the viewer to feel some sympathy for her. No, that's not happening. That's insanity.
What are you doing? The same thing I do to anyone who doesn't embrace the Empire.
I also like how Reva just magically got away by pretending to be dead.
I played dead, hid with the bodies.
But then they show us a scene of Anakin walking straight up to her. And if we're all going to be honest, Anakin was pretty thorough in killing people.
I killed them. I killed them all. They're dead, every single one of them. And not just the men, but the women and the children too. And I slaughtered them like animals.
I'm so horny.
But now half the fucking temple got away, so who gives a shit? But anyway, even though he magically didn't kill her, she was standing there while he was slaughtering children right in front of her own friends. And then she's working for him. To put it another way, it would be like having a little girl, Reva, watch all her friends get marched off to the gas chambers during World War II. And then she grows up to run the gas chambers because she was angry the Allies didn't stop Hitler using the gas chambers. Reva would be a war criminal. They'd hang her the first chance they got.
First time.
And not just in my little World War II play. Dooku wasn't as big a criminal as Reva, and he had his head cut off, and no one cared.
You're not bringing him to me. I'm bringing him to you.
What do you mean you're bringing Vader to her? They work together on a daily basis, you idiot. As far as I understand, the Inquisitors are an elite squad. Reva is not only one of the Inquisitors, she has made it all the way up to Grand Inquisitor. So, the top job in an elite squad that work personally for Vader. Yet the writers want us to forget all that and just pretend this is her first chance to kill Vader.
Grand Inquisitor.
How cheap is the crack in Hollywood? Because these writers have to be on some very heavy shit.
In my line of work, he takes penises all the time. Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
But wait, after all that, she's still going to go and kill everyone. Even though the writers were trying to make us feel something for her by having her talk about the trauma of all of her innocent friends getting killed. This is the worst case of Stockholm Syndrome I've ever seen. Look how close everyone is, but no one's getting hit. Oh, this show is retarded. They are literally standing right next to each other to get a shot. And look, here comes our wonderful, sympathetic character who's back on her murderous rampage. I don't know if anyone noticed, but Obi Wan just ran past a woman to get away to safety. The great warrior Jedi runs past his friend who saved his life just to let her die. The fucking droid has made a bigger hero in this show than our beloved Jedi. Disney really hates the Jedi. Plus, what was the point of all that? They just shut another door and are apparently just fine again. Continued in part 2, where we get to see Vader and the Grand Inquisitor play a funny trick on Reva. In your face, biatch!
What do you mean you are finished?